morning, traders. I'm Dennis Dick.
And I'm Joel Elconin. Welcome to Premarket Info.
Market got a little bit of a reversal day there yesterday. It's up a couple of points here this morning. Was this just a reversal day, or is this a new pullback and is the new highs in? Big Lots, AutoZone, and Toll Brothers all report earnings. Big Lots and Toll trading up substantially. Reuters reporting that PCS is not likely to get a counteroffer from Sprint. Looks like Deutsche Telekom they're going to let them have it. Joel, what's your take here on the overall market? We had a little pullback there yesterday. Is this just a pullback back to support here? Should we be buying this, or what do you think?
The breakout turned to be a fake out there. We broke out over Friday's high, and everyone loaded the boat on the long side, thought we'd sail to that 1420 handle. Things turned around. I believe some of that data that came out around 10 o'clock was a little disappointing, and we slid right back down. We're holding the levels this morning. Keep an eye on that Globex low 1402.50. That will be our support today. After that, it looks like we're going to slide back under the 1400 number.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we did drift back over the next day or two under 1400. You know, how the market likes to take you through key support numbers and key psychological numbers. Got as low as 1402.50 overnight, so taking it through 1400 might trigger some stops, but you do run into support back there. We had multiple lows in the 1395, 97 area just from last week or from 2 weeks ago, and then obviously back in the day we had lows in that area as well. So I think you will find support just below 1400. 1408, maybe you're up about 10 points from where I really think you got some support.
Yeah, 14, also a little bit longer term number to look at this 1404 level. We're going to do a little article on some retracement levels here. But if you look at the high of the move at 1468, you had the breakdown to 1340 even. We took back over half of that move. 1404 is half for the move. Did it a little bit quickly, and now we're consolidating here. So we really need to hold this 1404, 1405 area to make a run back up at that 1430 level.
Speaking of 50% retracements there, Apple obviously has been approaching its 50% retracement. I know you're going to put that article out, so I won't give too much of your article away there, Joel. But obviously the stocks had this huge down move from 705 down to 505, and you get back into the 600 area, and that's approximately the 50% retracement there. It's topped out for a couple of days in that 594, 595 area. Is this concerning to you?
It's getting tight, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
how often do you see Apple only have 8, 9, 10 point ranges?
Yeah, winding up.
Yep. You snuck up to 594.59, and if you go back and you look at the highs going back a couple weeks, you had one right in that area as well. Getting stubborn near that psychological 600 level too, and the 50% retracing is just above that. So, I mean, as long as we hold above 580, I think we're still going to press up. You got to squeeze those shorts at 600, right? Everyone's like, I'll stay short until it gets over 600, and it's close enough. I can't see it not getting and testing that level at least on one or two occasions.
Facebook had a reversal day there yesterday. Got up near the open, started to run up, got as high as 28.88, and then the sellers came in, and the stock sold off almost 2 points throughout the rest of the day, getting down to $27 to close at 27.04. What a sell-off, though, for Facebook. I think it was just a little bit crowded on the long side, and maybe a healthy pullback here.
Well, believe it or not, it still has its string of consecutive lows in place, 8 consecutive higher lows and higher highs as well. So keep a close eye on this 28.76 level. That was Friday's low, Monday's low at 26.98. So I think as long as you hold that area, 26.80, I think we'll be poised to go up. And I don't know, I think this thing's going back to 30, but we can talk about that later.
Couple companies reporting earnings here this morning. One moving up big time is Big Lots. It's trading 30.88 right now after closing at 28.04. They blew the numbers away. They were supposed to lose 20 to 30 cents in the quarter. They made 10 cents. They raised full year guidance to 286 to 305 from 280 to 295. So investors loving Big Lots here. I've never been in love with this stock for quite some time since like I've said before, they started selling stuff that's too quite frankly nice. It was always a discount wholesale, basically where you get good deals on stuff that's fallen off pallets and stuff like that. And now they're starting to sell some nicer stuff. And since they've done that, the stock has fallen up from the 42 area down to 27. We're getting a bounce here this morning, but I think you're going to run into resistance up here.
Yeah, I mean, this kind of tried to form a rounding bottom or did form a rounding bottom here. Had a lot of resistance at the 28.50 level, and we busted above that nicely. Made a pre-market high at 30.90. Really not a lot in this area. You have a high at 31.08 on November 7th, and then you get into this whole gap area here, getting up to the $32 level, and you got a lot of room to
Above
work there
there, it's
between.
scary.
Yeah, so this is a kind of a thinner one here too. I think if you're looking to sell a winning long position or something, wait to see where this is trading at 925, 926, and use that as a reference point. But this is a thin one, so it could run pretty good on the upside.
Oh yeah, this one can move. I'd expect at least a couple point range probably in the regular session as well. And obviously keep an eye. It's got some room up to 32.40. That's where the top or the bottom of that gap was from when it had that big gap down day. And if it gets above there, and that's getting crazy, I don't think it's going to even get close to there today. But that's where you have all air. There's no reference points in there. So I think you'll see a pretty good stand in the 32 area, which is up about a buck from here. AutoZone, a zebra O, trading down here about 9 points. They just reported earnings of 541 against estimates of 539. Same store sales were not that great, only up 0.2% year over year. Stock is trading down here pretty significantly. I look at this low we set there on November the 15th at 367.88. Maybe that's the first stopping point, but this thing, it's a $378 stock, so it can move.
$378 stock that trades less than 500,000 shares a day.
Yeah, it
So,
moves.
yeah, trade by appointment only here. Very spotty trades, 369. Really don't see anything. I'll have to concur with you here. That 367.88 level, that was the low on November 15th. And you had a high or low on the day before that at 368.88. So that whole area, 368 and a quarter, will be good support. After that, you have another steep drop in the stock to the 366 level.
AAP is one stock that could move in sympathy. So if you're trading advanced auto parts, keep an eye on AutoZone here today. AutoZone will be your leader, but AAP is just offered down here just a little bit with the AutoZone. No trades yet to report on it. Best bid 72.01, but there's an interesting chart. Obviously, look at that thing. It had the huge gap up, and now it's been pulling back. So not a heck of a lot of support in that one either.
No, no, just looking at the lows that we had here 3 days ago at 71.36. Doesn't look like anybody's hopping on this thing yet, though.
Toll Brothers reported here, Joel. This one is a stock that actually just blew away the numbers. They also blew away the revenue, 632 million against 566 million. These home builders continue to report good earnings. It seems like every quarter we talk about these home builders and they continue to outperform. Here's stock, it's up 33.68 is trading right now after closing at 32.43. How high has this thing been in the pre-market?
Yeah, it got up to 34.49
Oh,
here.
oh,
Yeah, that was a little bit overdone there. Go looking at the dailies here. You got to believe there's going to be some stock to chew through here at this $34
yeah.
level. You had a high at 33.87 on November 6th, 33.90 on the 1st. So just eyeballing it there. It looks like that 34 should be good resistance. Above that 34.49 high. Coming back on the downside, if we did slide below that 34 level, you got a lot of air down to yesterday's high, 32.56.
Let's look at a few other of these home builders because they are all trading up on the toll earnings. DHI is trading up here about 30 cents, 1965. Look at this $20 level on this thing, though. That kind of jumps out like a sore thumb with those two highs that we've had at 19.99 and $20 on the button on November 29th. I see some size in the book at 1990. Maybe that's where the high frequency guys might try to make their first stand on this thing, which is up about 25 cents from where it's trading right now.
Is it bid there 1965
Yeah, it's bid
offered there?
1965. So you bid
Yeah.
1965, offered 1975. We traded 6,100 shares, so we're starting to trade a little bit of stock here in this whole 1950, 1960 area.
Yeah, I'd keep it on. I mean, maybe someone's sleeping on this a little bit because you did have the double top there at 1961 and 1965. Really don't see much up there until the $20 level. The sympathy play here, if you can get it around yesterday's high, you probably have a fairly low risk trade.
Couple other ones that are trading up too. Ryland Brothers RYL, light volume but trading up 50 cents here, 34.03. It ticked up to 34.28 there a few minutes ago. Closed at 33.58. So here's another one, but it's going to run into resistance, I think, too, Joel. You got some highs in the mid 34s.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you had three consecutive highs between 34.30 and 34.60. So call that whole level of 34.50 as resistance. Above that, you start to sneak up closer to 35. But with those multiple highs in the 34.50 level, I'd use that as your first resistance point. Only been able to trade up to 34.28 in the pre-market.
KB Homes trading up here as well. Same story, stock trading up 30 cents now, 14.80, offered at 14.77 after closing at 14.50. I think $15 is the number on this thing.
Yeah, boy, that's kept a lid on it here since the 19th of November. You sneak above that 15 level, and there's not much there, and that 16 or the whole 15 handle up to that 16-13 high. That'd be a huge move for this stock, but hey, it sliced down through it on that day back on the 12th of November. Could easily just slide right back up through there.
PCS in the news here. Reuters reporting that they do not think Sprint is likely to make a counter offer. Obviously, PCS getting bought by Deutsche Telekom, but everybody speculated that Sprint might come to the party here, give them a better bid. Reuters is saying that's probably not going to happen. PCS is trading down on 669,000 shares. It's down 60 cents on that Reuters report.
Yeah, you got some believers there. How long has that bickering been going
I
on
don't
on
know. I
that?
feel like we've been talking about this forever. So
Okay, well, I hope they hurry up and decide what the hell to do with it. Just looking at it from a technical standpoint, boy, that $10 level's huge. Did have multiple lows between 1980 and 1996. Back at the
980.
big, yeah,
Come on.
980. Yeah, sorry.
I'll give you hell for that
Multiple
one.
yeah, multiple lows there since all this jockeying for position has been going on. 10 cents away from that in the pre-market. Wouldn't be surprised to see that $10 level hold.
Few other stocks we might as well look at in the Big Ten. It was an interesting day for Google here yesterday. It got up, got right up to that 50% retracement level there, Joel. 705 is where that was. It topped out there and pulled back $10 here. So it was a significant pullback for Google. Obviously, the trend still, though, intact, where you've had this, much like the Facebook, these higher highs and higher lows.
Yeah, it kind of snuck, traded under 640 and just kind of snuck up back over
Sneaky
700
rally.
here. Yeah, and well, yeah, because CNBC was too busy talking about the fiscal cliff to talk about the 60-point rally in Google. But yeah, you did run into that 50% retracement. We were discussing that yesterday. That came in at 705.19. Got a little bit above there, 705.89. I think if you go back here to October 19th, you did get a recovery bounce to 706.70. I think right there you're drawing the line in the sand here in Goog. If it could get back and hold that 705 level, I think we can take some more back of this break. But
Yeah, you get into that gap area if
yep,
you can get
I think
above there.
yep, I think sellers are now going to step it down to 700. and we'll see if the Googs can turn it around.
Yeah, gotta get above that 705 level. I agree with you. So draw that line in the sand. I just drew it there for you. 705.89 was the high yesterday, and that's the key technical level that Google needs to get above in the next few days, or otherwise there may be a few people looking to get back and get out of some of their longs here as they got back 50% of the losses from that 52-week high from 2 months ago. Overall thoughts on the market here, Joel. Obviously, we're pulling back here, or we pulled back yesterday. We're coming back a little bit today, bouncing off the 1402 low overnight. We're up 7 points from that low. Can the market continue to go higher here, or do we drift back down?
I just keep an eye on the close. I'll use that 1407 as my reference point. We're only a couple points below that. A lot of times when you get the pretty decent down day, we had a pretty good range yesterday. If they can't pound it through overnight and take it significantly lower during the overnight session, it kind of give the bulls renew hope. So I think we'll hold the close here and probably drift back up to the 14.50 was Friday's close. I have that as our next resistance point.
Yeah, I'm kind of the opposite coin here. I know this is such a tough technical call here, but I kind of feel like we could drift up maybe a couple more points, maybe get in that 1411, 1412 area. But I feel like we're going to go back down. I don't know why. I feel like yesterday, I think there's going to be. I'm always a big fan. You know me, my 2 day moves. And you had the initial move yesterday, and you get this little comeback here this morning. People use this to lighten up, and then the selling party continues. So I wouldn't be surprised if we actually open up here 3 or 4 points, but then throughout the day start to give some back, have an ugly afternoon, and test that 1400. Just my overall thoughts there, anyways.
Okay. All right. Well, that's our show for today, folks, and we'll be back with you tomorrow.